There's a $2 stock out there that announced some news recently that implies about a 33% upside in a very short amount of time. So the stock we're about to talk about is Nano Dimension, and that's ticker NNDM on the market. I actually made a video about this stock about 2 months ago. It did really well. People seem to like it, and it dives into all the specifics of the business model, what products they have, where the balance sheet's at, where the revenue's at, where the income growth is at, and my general opinions on the company. So if you want the specifics of the deep dive, go ahead and check that out. But this is more of a news-based video on Nano Dimension about something they announced that could move the stock price up about 33% in a very short amount of time. But before we get into all that, thank you for being here. I'm Austin. I'm a co-owner of CloudMusicSuite.com, and I'm a stock market investor. The channel's somewhere in the 2,000 subscriber range. I don't know where it'll be at when we post this video, but if you're one of those people, thank you so much for being subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already, click that button. And as a thank you for doing that, here's a picture of my brand new puppy. Her name is Penny. She's a standard poodle. She's absolutely crazy. She's full out puppy mode right now. Also, if you like talking about specific stocks, consider going over to the Patreon and joining the stock picker tier. We talk about all different types of opportunities in the market. I do an exclusive Q&A in there once a week, and I also share my watch list each and every month inside the Patreon. So if you want to support the channel, go over there and check it out. I appreciate you doing that. Okay, let's get into this. So Nano Dimension, the news that they announced was an absolutely massive share buyback. I tried to wait on making this video because there's been so much news about Nano Dimension. I just wanted the smoke to settle a little bit before I talked about this, but they announced a $227.5 million buyback. And just to put in context how absolutely insane that is, the market cap of Nano Dimension is only $661 million. So this buyback represents about 33% of the entire market cap. So if Nano Dimension goes up and buys back shares, takes shares off the market, that's going to put increased buying pressure on the stock. I could see somewhere between a 30 and a 50% upside, assuming Nano Dimension takes all of this $227.5 million and repurchases stock within a pretty short period of time. I don't know what specific action plan they have on when they're going to purchase these shares, how many weeks or how many months or potentially years it's going to take for them to buy back that many shares, but people were definitely excited when they saw this buyback news. They were trying to acquire a company that would have been a really awesome acquisition. They've been holding cash on the balance sheet for a very long time for the purposes of this acquisition. It got blocked, it got really messy, it got really ugly and drama filled. So I think they were just like, you know what? We're just going to buy back our own shares. We're going to reward shareholders right now by taking our cash that's on the books and actually pulling shares off the market. The reason this is important is because market cap divided by number of shares outstanding is how we get the stock price. So if we decrease the bottom of that fraction, that means the share price is going to move up as Nano Dimension takes shares off the market and buys back those shares. So how do I feel about share buybacks in general? In general, I think share buybacks are a very good thing. A massive share buyback like this, I think it's more of an admission that Nano Dimension doesn't exactly know what to do with the money they have. They don't exactly know how to invest the cash in order to grow the business. They are growing very nicely. They just reported earnings that they grew 33% in the revenue category on a year-over-year basis. Their gross margins were up substantially. Their gross profits were up substantially. It's been a great quarter and they are growing very, very well. But I do kind of see this as an admission that they don't exactly know how to invest all the cash that they have on the books. Just to talk about how much cash they do really have, let's get a full picture of it by looking at their absolutely pristine balance sheet. I think for a small cap company, this might be the best balance sheet I have ever seen. So check it out. Cash equivalents, and short-term investments, $954 million. That is substantially more than their entire market cap, by the way. Remember, the market cap was $661 million. Just cash alone, $454 million, which is nearing their total market cap. And then other short-term investments, dang near $500 million of short-term investments. And that doesn't even include their non-current assets of over $200 million. And all that is compared to total liabilities of $44 million. This balance sheet is absolutely insane, and their cash pile is crazy. So it looks like they're taking about half of their cash and going ahead and buying back shares. I don't hate it. I think it's a pretty decent idea if they don't have a better spot to put that money, because it's going to reward shareholders. It's going to keep people as happy shareholders of Nano Dimension stock. And to build a core shareholder base, especially for a small cap company, is very important. I also like that they're initiating this buyback when the stock is not at all-time highs. We see all kinds of companies when their stock's at all-time highs announcing share buyback programs. I hate when companies announce share buyback programs when their stock is near all-time highs. Nvidia stock was about $500 a share when they announced a $25 billion share buyback. I was like, what is going on? Why wouldn't they announce that $25 billion share buyback when the stock was $100? It would have made so much more sense for them to take shares off the market when the stock was undervalued. Nano Dimension seems to understand that. Their stock in 2021 hit all the way up to $13 a share. And just a little backstory, I was actually a shareholder of Nano Dimension. I got in very low, and this is one of the only short-term trades I ever made. The stock ran up absolutely insane. I was holding this inside of a tax-sheltered account. It was a short-term profit I took, but since it was a tax-sheltered account inside of an IRA, I didn't actually have to pay any tax on it, so I went ahead and took that short-term profit because I thought, wow, this stock has run up way too much. $13 is way too high, so I took the profit and I haven't been a shareholder since then. But anyway, I'm glad that they're not announcing this buyback when the stock is up near $13 or $10 or $8 even. It's at $2.70. The market cap is trading less than the total assets by almost half, which means the enterprise value is negative. That's kind of hard to understand. Peter Lynch would say you're pretty much getting the company for free. You could buy this as an asset play, and then everything else is just a bonus, a cherry on top, because you're basically buying assets for free because the company's trading at a lower market cap than the total amount of assets they have on the books. So the 33% growth they're putting up, the near 50% gross margins they have, you're getting that for free. All the technology, all the future growth is absolutely free. That's the idea that you could think about given the fact that they're trading lower than their total asset number. So what am I doing with Nano Dimension shares? Still, I am currently staying on the sidelines. And it's not because I hate this buyback news. It's not because I hate their growth rates. It's not because I hate their balance sheet. I love all of those things, but there's so much drama that's been around Nano Dimension. Check it out. We have all these people trying to sue Nano Dimension. They had all this drama around this acquisition they were trying to make that ended up falling through. There was a ton of drama with that. And then there's this investment firm that's trying to replace the entire board of Nano Dimension. And then they announced this share repurchase plan, and then the share repurchase plan gets blocked, so they have to go to court, and then the share repurchase plan is put back into motion. There's just so much drama around it that I'm not sure I want all that stress around a stock I own. Yes, I can see owning this as an asset play. I can see owning this as a spec play maybe. Small percentage of the portfolio, maybe 1 to 3% of the portfolio. If that's your cup of tea and it fits your risk appetite, etc., and you see a lot of opportunity here, that would make a lot of sense. But until the drama chills out a little bit and we know that the board is going to stay intact and they get out of these weird legal situations they're in and all the drama they're in, then I might consider stepping in for somewhere around a 1 to 3% weight in my entire portfolio. This would not be a massive position for me. If I did end up opening a position, it would be pretty small. I would consider it kind of like a spec play or an asset play. But for now, even though there's a lot of very good things about the company, I'm personally going to stay on the sidelines. I'll update you if I do end up buying Nano Dimension stock. I'll let you know. I'll make a video about it. I want to know what you're doing. Do you like the stock? Do you hate the stock? Do you own shares right now? Where do you think Nano Dimension's going? Also, I hope you get a very nice share appreciation from the share repurchase program that they're putting in place. Somewhere between 30 and 50% upside. I could totally see it happening within the short term. We'll see how the story plays out. I wish you the best if you're owning shares right now. Head on over to the Patreon, become one of the people inside the stock picker tier if you want to hear about all the different opportunities I see in the market, what stocks I'm buying, what stocks I'm selling, exclusive Q&As, portfolio structure opinions, market commentary, etc. Go on over there if you want to support the channel in that way. I appreciate you in a major way for being here. Thank you so much and have a great day.